The 2025 Christopher Bell NASCAR Cup Series rolls on to the fourth race of their season this weekend at Phoenix. After starting the season off with 2 super speedways and a road course, some would say this is the first normal track of the season. The only problem with that is that it's normally boring. And, unfortunately, the paint schemes seem to be matching the theme. But although about 90% of the paint schemes I'm about to show you are pretty much awful, there are still paint schemes to review. Let's go. Starting this video off with great news. Kubota's having an Orange Day sale event. They had the year's best selection with the year's best deals and this year's worst paint scheme for Ross Chastain. Kubota saw what Bass Pro did with their hunting sale car with Austin Dillon at Richmond last year and decided, I know what we should do. We should do a shittier version of that. I hope you guys sell nothing during this sales event. 3. Syndrome's having a really good week. He finished 25th at COTA after a right hook and Ty Dillon into the front stretch. Yesterday, they unveiled their Darlington throwback to Dale Earnhardt Sr. And then today he gets docked 50 points, 50 grand, and he goes from 11th in points to 34th. But look at the bright side. You're still ahead of Ty Gibbs. 7. I have to apologize to you guys because I lied to you last week. Austin Dillon actually did get TV time at COTA after Denny Hamlin slipped on black ice and sent him into the beach. It's got to be the first time that's ever been said. 9. I'm starting to think there's a conspiracy with some of these paint schemes not being put on NASCAR.com. When I first loaded up the preview this morning and saw that Front Row and 2311 were absent from NASCAR.com, I originally wanted to blame them. But then I got to thinking about it. I find it to be a little too coincidental that the 2 teams that are involved in a nasty lawsuit with NASCAR aren't on NASCAR.com. So I got to give Front Row the benefit of the doubt here. 7. Rumor has it Kyle Larson's tire somehow rolled all the way into the Gulf of America. Glaze on. 10. I've yet to bring it up to the wife, but I'm trying really hard to justify buying the limited edition Brad Keselowski flip phone. I know Kevin Gates says, I got 2 phones, one for the bitches and one for the dough, but I happen to have neither one of those things, so do I really need another phone? Yes. 10. Whoever designs the Gamebridge paint schemes definitely sucked in Little League Baseball and still got a participation trophy, and their parents told them, oh, little Johnny, you're the greatest baseball player ever. Well, little Johnny, I regret to inform you, you actually fucking suck. Or maybe Gamebridge doesn't let you showcase any creativity. 5. I think RCR took some notes from Connor Zilich's Cup Series debut. They took a look at that Red Bull car and saw how ugly the Quick Trip logo was on the quarter and said, we have to have that on this zone car. 2. I do have to give Chase Elliott a little bit of credit this week. He got completely wiped out on lap 1 and somehow finished 4th. But if you were as good as your fans think you are, you would have won the bitch. 4. This car kind of looks like when in the 3rd grade you were reading a short story and your teacher told you to highlight everything that you thought was important, but you weren't really reading it, so you just went ahead and highlighted pretty much everything. But kind of in a good way. 9. I'm not sure how this is possible, but for the first time ever, Denny has pretty much left me speechless. I really just have nothing left to say. This car's not much, but it's not national debt relief. 4. I've had a lot of people tell me this week that this is actually a really good paint scheme. I guess I didn't get the memo that we're starting to reward mediocrity. 7. I don't know if you guys saw it, but at some point in the race, AJ Allmendinger passed Carson Hocevar, and he said on the radio, he doesn't know who he's messing with. Which is funny coming from a guy that's not even tall enough to hold Carson Hocevar's jock strap. Plus, scoreboard, you finished 30th. 2. Mr. Buscher. It is a damn shame what Kroger is doing to my boys over at RFK. From the side, this car is not the worst, but when you look at the entire thing overall, an anger builds up inside of me. I'm begging, please, stop with the white hood. I don't think I could even get excited if he won in this car. It is that ugly. This pains me, but for the first time ever, 0. Chase Briscoe had a really good points day today. They won their appeal, and he went from dead last in points to 14th. Not to mention, they're heading to a track he happens to be pretty good at, and this car fucks. 10. There is no way Christopher Bell can win 3 weeks in a row, right? I don't know, but if my boy Young Money Bets over on Twitter says he's going to win, then I'm going to put my entire life savings on it because, boys, I found the unlimited money glitch. This guy might be the best NASCAR sports bettor ever. Check out some of the plays this guy hit on this past weekend. This guy is unbelievable. You know what else is unbelievable, though? This paint scheme. You would think after how many years of the next-gen car that you would be able to know what looks good and what does not look good on these cars. But clearly Joe just hasn't figured it out. Just keep on slapping a massive logo next to the number and calling it a day. 5. If your goal was to make it look like you put minimal effort into designing a brand new paint scheme, then mission accomplished. This car looks like it came from SpaceX. 4. Just curious, if you were a complete idiot and it didn't say pizza in the name, what would you think Hunt Brothers was looking at this car? Because I would probably have to assume a landscaping company. 0. 2311 used to be a proper company that made really good paint schemes. I guess they've gone corporate. 5. Emily recently got a Cricut for all the arts and crafts we're going to have to do for this wedding, and we needed a printer. She asked, what kind of printer should we get? And I said, anything but HP. I'm not sure there's anything that pisses me off more than that Z not lining up with the 24. And you think you could bag Sabrina Carpenter in a ride like this? What a joke. 0. The group chat was ranting and raving about this paint scheme. The quotes exactly were slick looking ride and Toddy G doesn't miss. Well, he might have made this, but it went around the world about 18 times before it luckily fell in the hoop. 6. Crazy stat. Riley Herbst has finished 17th in every race this year, which probably means he's due for a 31st. 6. I was a little tough on the new Aaron's Dream Machine when Todd Gilliland ran it at Atlanta, but honestly, it looked a lot better on TV. 9. Emily and I have recently developed an addiction to Andy's frozen custard when we realized there was one nearby. This custard, I'm telling you, is seriously the real deal. And when they fucked up Emily's order the other night, they were super apologetic and I ended up getting free ice cream out of it. Plus, this paint scheme fucks. 10. For a little bit there, I was worried Tyler Reddick was going to pull off a sneaky win at COTA. But then, he didn't. 8. I was told today that this is a top next-gen paint scheme, and that's how I found out my buddy Wade is legally blind. This looks like a show car they'd bring out at halftime of an XFL game. I see absolutely zero redeeming qualities in this race car. 0. Eli! I showed Emily this car thinking she would be excited to see it, in which she responded, welcome back to NASCAR, FedEx. 9. Cody wears a bum, so instead I'm going to take this time to talk about the absence of Legacy Motor Club in this paint scheme review again. You see, I can accept Front Row Motorsports not having their paint scheme on NASCAR.com due to the conflict they're having, but Legacy, I just don't know what your excuse is. I desperately want to talk about how good John Hunter Nemechek's running so far, but I can't. I really thought we had a good thing going on after Homestead, but it's pretty much all falling apart now. Anyway. 6. I've been trying to tell you guys, Ty Gibbs is never winning a race. 6. I'm starting to think that RFK's gotten a little bit complacent with their paint schemes, because all that wasted space on the quarter is not acceptable in my book. Not good, RFK. Do better. 4. Michael McDowell started off the season pretty consistent, and this car, I like it. 9. I appreciate Spire for giving Carson a better-looking race car this week, but Minor is just not going to do it. I'm still holding out for this 24-hour chili stream. I'm looking at you, HD5. 9. Everybody thought SVG was a lock for COTA. You were wrong. 8. Crocodile. 7. And And the Big Baby Scumbag Paint Scheme of the Week goes to...
Money in my face, what? Hoes in my face, what? Pocket full of money, I ain't running out of space. What? Mama said, baby, you done came a long